Welcome to this explosive episode where the king of comedy himself, Adam Sandler, steps into the lion's den of daytime television on The View, only to find himself locked in a verbal cage match with the unfiltered queen of quips, Joy Behar. Picture this, it's a crisp autumn morning in New York City, the studio lights buzzing with that familiar electric hum, and the audience is buzzing even louder as Adam, fresh off promoting his latest Netflix jam, a heartfelt dramedy about family feuds and second chances, strides onto the set with his trademark slouchy grin and a casual Hawaiian shirt that screams "I'm here to have fun, not fight." The co-hosts are lined up like a colorful United Nations of opinions, Whoopi Goldberg cracking wise from the center, Sunny Hostin poised with her legal precision, Sarah Haynes beaming like sunshine on steroids, Alyssa Farah Griffin ready to defend any hill. And then there's Joy, perched at the end like a feisty falcon, her eyes sparkling with that mix of mischief and menace that has made her a legend. Adam settles into the hot seat, exchanging easy laughs about his early days and Saturday Night Live sketches that poked fun at everything from Waterboy antics to grown-up Happy Gilmore rants, and the crowd eats it up, applauding as he recounts a hilarious tale of accidentally photobombing a wedding in Hawaii during a family vacation. But beneath the surface chuckles, there's a subtle undercurrent, a whisper of tension, because Joy has never been one to shy away from the spotlight, especially when it involves calling out what she sees as Hollywood hypocrisy, and Adam's films, with their bro-ish humor and occasional sidesteps around deeper social issues, have long been fodder for her sharp tongue. As the segment rolls on, Whoopi steers the conversation toward Adam's evolution as an actor, praising his shift from slapstick to sincerity in films like Uncut Gems and Hustle, and Adam humbly deflects with self-deprecating jokes about his receding hairline and love for pickleball, drawing roars from the audience who adore his everyman charm. Joy, however, isn't buying the full package. She's been vocal in past episodes about how comedy giants like Adam sometimes coast on nostalgia rather than pushing boundaries, and today, with the panel's energy high and the hot topics table still steaming from a debate on celebrity accountability, she decides it's time to pounce. It starts innocently, a light-hearted jab as Adam mentions his upcoming project, a comedy about intergenerational clashes in a divided America. "Oh, Adam, that's adorable," Joy interjects with her signature Brooklyn bite, leaning forward with a smirk that could curdle milk. "But let's be real, honey, your movies are like comfort food, cheesy, predictable, and leave you feeling a little bloated on substance. When are you gonna tackle the real mess, like how your billionaire buddies in Hollywood dodge taxes while preaching wokeness?" The studio gasps collectively, a ripple of surprise washing over the crowd as Adam's easy smile falters for the first time, his eyes narrowing just a fraction behind those wire-rimmed glasses. Whoopi jumps in with a diplomatic chuckle, trying to smooth the edges. Joy, "Come on, Adam's got heart, we've seen it." But Joy's on a roll now, her voice rising like a tidal wave, pointing out specific flops like Jack and Jill as exhibits A through Z in her case against lazy laughs. Adam shifts in his seat, fingers drumming the armrest, a storm brewing in that usually sunny disposition, but he fires back mildly at first, defending his craft with a quip. "Joy, if everyone's laughing, who's complaining? Not my tax accountant, that's for sure." Laughter erupts again, but it's thinner this time, laced with anticipation, because everyone senses the pivot point, the moment when playful banter tips into brutal exchange. Sunny chimes in supportively, sharing a story of how Adam's films brought joy to her family during tough times. But Joy waves it off like yesterday's news, doubling down. "Joy to the family? Please, it's joy for the bank account. Adam, you're a national treasure wrapped in a participation trophy, time to earn that shine without the safety net of fart jokes." The audience murmurs, divided between loyal Sandler fans clutching their pearls and View diehards cheering Joy's unapologetic truth bombs, while off-stage producers exchange frantic glances, wondering if this is gold or grenade. Adam's face, usually a canvas of goofy resilience, hardens now, his jaw setting as he processes the barrage, memories flashing of critics who've dismissed his oeuvre as juvenile escapism. But this feels personal, invasive, Like Joy's peeled back the layers to expose a vulnerability he guards fiercely, his genuine love for making people smile amid his own life's chaos of fatherhood, philanthropy, and quiet battles with anxiety. As the commercial break looms, he leans in, voice steady but edged. "Joy, I've taken hits before, but coming from you, that's like getting roasted by my own grandman, unexpected and a little too on the nose." The panel erupts in a mix of awkward titters and supportive nods, but the seed is planted, the fuse lit, and when they return from break, oh boy, does the eruption begin. This isn't just talk show fodder, it's a clash of titans, comedy versus commentary, hard versus heat, and America is glued to their screens, popcorn in hand, waiting for the fallout. But let's rewind just a tad to set the scene fuller. Earlier that week, social media had been abuzz with leaks from Adam's press tour, where he'd hinted at frustration with cancel culture light in interviews, positioning himself as an old-school fundamentally tired of the scrutiny. And Joy, ever the cultural watchdog, had tweeted a sly shade about comedians who cry foul when the joke's on them. It was catnip for the producers, who booked him knowing sparks would fly, banking on viral clips to boost ratings in a season where The View's feisty formula faces stiff competition from podcasters and streamers. Adam arrives that morning with his publicist in tow, rehearsing light anecdotes about co-stars like Jennifer Aniston and Ben Stiller, oblivious to the trapdoor beneath him, while Joy preps in the green room, sipping espresso and practicing her zingers in the mirror, determined to keep the show relevant by skewering sacred cows. The audience, a mix of housewives, retirees, and wide-eyed tourists, files in with programs clutched, whispering about past View blow-ups from Rosie O'Donnell's fireworks to Meghan McCain's mic drops, hoping for thunder today. And as the theme music swells, Whoopi kicks off with her booming welcome, introducing Adam to thunderous applause, his wave humble yet magnetic, pulling everyone into his orbit of easy charisma. The first segment flows like honey. Adam dishes on fatherhood with daughters Sadie and Sunny, sharing a story of Sadie directing him in a backyard skit that went hilariously awry, involving fake mustaches and a malfunctioning prop sword, leaving the panel in stitches and Joy even cracking a genuine smiley briefly. But then comes the pivot, the question from Sarah about Hollywood's role and social change, and that's when Joy seizes the reins, her eyes locking on Adam like a heat-seeking missile. "Adam, darling, you've got the platform, why not use it for more than just bilking laughs from bodily functions? Your fans deserve depth, not just depth charges of immaturity." It's brutal, unscripted, and lands like a sucker punch, Adam's laughter dying on his lips as the studio holds its breath, the air thick with the scent of impending drama. He recovers with a shrug. "Hey, if arts unite us, I'm in." But inside, the gears turn, resentment simmering as he recalls years of being pigeonholed, dismissed by tastemakers like Joy who champion edgier fare while ignoring his risks in producing diverse stories behind the scenes. The break hits, makeup artists start in for touch-ups, whispers fly among the crew, is she going too far? And Adam, alone for a beat, stares at his reflection, stealing for round two. Back on air, the temperature spikes. Joy, undeterred, circles back with a tale of her own comedy battles in the 80s, implying Adam's got it easy in the Netflix era. No grit required. That's the straw, the one where Adam's camel breaks, his voice dropping an octave as he counters, "Easy? Try building a career on rejection, Joy, while you sat pretty on this couch slinging shade from safety," gasps Echo. Whoopi fans herself dramatically, and just like that, the eruption is underway. A live-wire testament to the raw nerve of fame, where one wrong word can turn allies to adversaries in the blink of an eye. As the cameras roll post-break, the studio feels smaller, the lights hotter, every eye riveted on Adam Sandler, whose usual laid-back vibe has morphed into something sharper, more coiled, like a spring-loaded whoopee cushion about to pop. Joy Behar, unfazed and perhaps even fueled by the friction, sips her water with the casualness of a boxer circling the ring, her lips curling into the trademark smirk that says "Bring it on, kiddo." Whoopi, ever the maestro, attempts to redirect with a softball about Adam's basketball obsession to tell us about that pickup game with LeBron, Adam. And he obliges with a chuckle, recounting a sweaty showdown on a Malibu court where he airballed a free throw under pressure, earning groans and giggles from the crowd. But Joy isn't letting the hook slide. She interrupts mid-anecdote, her voice slicing through like a deli knife. "Basketball? That's cute, Adam, but let's talk real shots of the ones you miss when it comes to representing real folks, not just your frat boy fantasies." Your movies make millions while communities starve for stories that don't pander to the lowest common denominator. The words hang heavy, a brutal indictment wrapped in wit, and the audience shifts uncomfortably, some nodding in agreement with Joy's call for accountability, others murmuring defenses of Adam's harmless fun as escapist gold in a grim world. Adam's face flushes not with anger yet, but with the sting of familiarity. He's heard this chorus before, from Oscar snubs to think piece takedowns labeling him the emperor of empty calories in cinema. He sets down his mug of tea, the clink amplified in the hush, and leans forward, eyes locking with Joy's in a stare down that's equal parts electric and airy. "Joy, with all due respect, and I mean that, because you're a pioneer, no copier takes are like my old golf swings, powerful, but whiffing the point half the time. I've poured my soul into stories that heal, that connect, while you've been here perfecting the art of the hot take that burns more bridges than it builds." Oohs ripple through the crowd, Sunny Hostin covering her mouth in mock horror, Sarah Haynes whispering "no snap" under her breath, as Alyssa Griffin nods subtly, appreciating the clapback's precision. Joy's eyebrows shoot up, her laugh barking out sharp and shard. "Oh, honey, bridges? I've burned them down to make room for better ones, unlike some who build sandcastles and call it architecture." And just like that, the exchange escalates, words flying faster than confetti at a parade, each barb honed sharper than the last. Adam, drawing from his stand-up roots, weaves in a self-aware zinger. "Look, Joy, if my sandcastles offend you, maybe build your own." "Oh wait, you did, and it's this show, where every episode is a demolition derby of opinions." The panel dissolves into chaos, Whoopi pounding the table in laughter, trying to regain control. "All right, y'all, we're not tearing down the set today." But the momentum's unstoppable, the audience whooping as if ringside at a WWE SmackDown. Backstreet bubbles up in Adam's retorts. He alludes to his production company's quiet investments in indie films by underrepresented voices, countering Joy's narrative of complacency with facts she's perhaps overlooked in her rush to roast. Joy, no slouch in the comeback department, pivots to her immigrant roots, her voice cracking with passion. "I fought for every inch in this business, Adam, clawing past gatekeepers who looked like you. Don't lecture me on sandcastles when your empire's built on them." It's raw, revealing, a peek behind the curtain of two icons who've navigated fame's treacherous waters differently. Adam through relentless reinvention and fan loyalty, Joy through fearless provocation and unyielding authenticity. The crew captures every micro-expression, Adam's fleeting wince at the "looked like you" dig, Joy's triumphant gleam as she lands it, the co-host's wide-eyed facilitation turning into full-throated participation. Sunny jumps in with a mediator's grace, sharing how both have inspired her career, but it's Alyssa who fans the flames unintentionally, praising Adam's business acumen only for Joy to snap. "Business? It's showbiz, not a boardroom. Entertain, don't just bank." Adam's had enough. The dam breaks as he erupts, voice booming with uncharacteristic force. "Bank? I've given back more than your hot takes could ever critique. Joy, millions to kids' hospitals, scholarships for dreamers like young me. You wanna talk empires? Mine's built on joy, not judgment." The studio explodes. Applause thundering from Sandler stalwarts, gasps from neutrals, Joy momentarily speechless, her wit weaponized but parried. Whoopi calls for a calm, but the energy's seismic. Social media already lighting up with #Sandler vs. Behar trending, clips slicing through feeds like viral shrapnel. This isn't mere TV, it's cultural combustion, where personal histories collide. Adam's Brooklyn boyhood hustling for laughs in dingy clubs, Joy's Queen's grit forging a comedian from a school teacher exposing the fault lines between generations of entertainers. As producers signal for wrap-up, Adam stands, not storming off but extending a hand, his grin returning crooked. "Truce, Joy, next time you guest on my Sata I'll let you direct the fart scene." Laughter cascades, tension easing into catharsis, but the exchange lingers, a brutal ballet of egos that reminds us comedy's core is conflict, wrapped in catharsis. Yet the aftershocks ripple. Backstage, hugs exchanged amid apologies unspoken, Adam venting to his team about the ambush feel, Joy defending her digs as tough love for a tough town. Viewers at home dissect it frame by frame, forums ablaze with Team Adam versus Joy's right, proving once more that in the arena of airwaves, no one's untouchable, and every eruption forges stronger legends. But wait, the story doesn't end there. Whispers of follow-up interviews swirl, Adam teasing a podcast response laced with love, Joy doubling down in her next monologue, ensuring this brutal ballet echoes far beyond the fade to black. Diving deeper into the fray, as the dust settles momentarily on The View's glittering stage, Adam Sandler's composure cracks wider, his laughter now a mask thinly veiling the thunder rolling in his chest, while Joy Behar, the veteran provocateur, circles like a shark scenting blood in the water, her eyes alight with the thrill of the hunt. The co-hosts, sensing the volcano's rumble, lean back slightly, a Whoopi with a knowing smile, as if she's seen this script play out a dozen times. Sunny jotting mental notes for her next op-ed, Sarah fidgeting with her earrings, caught between fandom and fairness, Alyssa offering a sympathetic glance to Adam, her own media battles fresh in mind. The audience, a sea of faces from diverse walks, moms in athleisure, dads sneaking peeks from home offices, Gen Z scrolling live tweets, holds collective breath, phones aloft capturing the carnage for posterity. Joy presses her advantage, voice dripping with that East Coast sarcasm that's both endearing and eviscerating. Come on, Adam, don't play the philanthropist card now. It's like a bank robber donating to charity after the heist. Your films peddle this fantasy that everything's fixable with a bro hug and a beer, ignoring the real fractures in society, the ones your silence widens. It's a haymaker, landing square on Adam's insecurities about his work's perceived shallowness. Echoes of critics who've branded him the McDonald's of movies, a tasty but trash, and he feels the weight, the unfairness of it, given the tears shed in editing rooms over authentic portrayals of loss and love. His response builds slowly, a crescendo from murmur to roar. First a chuckle to buy time, then a pointed finger, a Joy, my silence, I've voiced more underdogs than you've interviewed hotheads. Escalating as he recounts producing shorts on mental health stigma, funding docs on addiction that never see wide release because edgy ain't always bankable, but I bankroll it anyway. Joy scoffs, undaunted, firing back with a litany of her own scars. Underdogs, try being a woman in comedy when doors slammed. Shoot, I kicked 'em open for folks like you, and this is the thanks? A whiny defense from a guy whose biggest risk is a bad to pay. The crowd oos. Divided loyalties fracturing the applause into partisan cheers, some chanting Adam, Adam, like a sports rally, others murmuring approval of Joy's feminist fire. Whoopi intervenes with booming authority, ladies and gents, this is why we love this table, real talk, real heat. But it's fuel on the fire, inviting Adam to unload fully, his voice rising in a rare, raw eruption that silences the room. Whiny, I've eaten more shit sandwiches in this town than you've had bad dates, Joya, and trust me, that's saying something. You sit here judging from ivory towers while I grind to make folks forget their pain for 2 hours. That's not silence, that's salvation. The outburst echoes off the walls, raw and resonant, Adam's face a storm of red, veins pulsing in his neck, a far cry from the goofball persona that's his armor. Joy recoils slightly, not in defeat but surprising. This isn't the deferential guest she expected. It's a peer pushing back, his words laced with the authenticity of a man who's juggled superstardom with soul-searching solitude. The panel erupts in crosstalk, Sunny praising Adam's vulnerability, Sarah suggesting a group hug, Alyssa quipping about needing popcorn, while Whoopi steers toward resolution with a story of her own clashes with icons, reminding everyone that beef builds bonds. But the damage is done, the exchange brutal in its intimacy, peeling back layers to reveal Adam's quiet fury at being reduced to caricature, Joy's unyielding drive to provoke change even at personal cost. Social media ignites instantaneously, a #view eruption topping charts, memes of Adam's red face morphing into volcano Happy Gilmore flooding feeds, think pieces pondering if joy crossed into cruelty or ignited necessary critique. Backstage lore later leaks, Adam pacing the green room, replaying the moment, his team assuring him it's legendary TV, while Joy, sipping a post-show cocktail, muses to producers about inviting him back for round 2, half joking, half serious. This clash transcends the screen, a microcosm of broader tensions in entertainment, the tug between commercial comfort and cultural confrontation, where stars like Adam embody mass appeal's double-edged sword, and firebrands like Joy wield wit as a weapon for wake-up calls. As the credits roll, Adam exits to hugs from fans outside the studio, signing autographs with weary smiles, whispering to a confidant, "She got me good, but damn, it felt alive." Joy, meanwhile, fields texts from old comedy comrades cheering her chutzpah, her laughter echoing down the hall, a reminder that in the brutal ballet of banter, victors are illusions, and the real win is the spark that keeps the conversation crackling. Yet, in quieter reflections, both ponder the humanity unearthed, Adam journaling about the thin line between laughter and loneliness, Joy confiding in Whippy over wine about fearing her edge dulls with age. It's this underbelly that makes the eruption enduring, not just spectacle but soul, a live-wire lesson in why we tune in to witness the messiness of mortals under the glare. And as night falls on Manhattan, the clip goes mega viral, dissected on late-night shows from Kimmel's desk to Corden's couch, cementing October 17, 2025, as the daytime drama hit volcanic heights.